Hello and welcome to Dee Dee Blooms. Today is a care collab in regards to the Renanthera Monachica and crosses of Renanthera Monachica or hybrids. And I have the Renanthera Tom Thumb from Santa Barbara Orchid Estate. So I'm able to join in on this care collab. And this care collab, it has been coordinated through Nina Ninja Orchids. And I will put up the list of participating channels up on the screen for you. And if you are interested, if you make YouTube content and you are interested in being a part of the care collabs growing orchids, just go ahead and message Nina at Ninja Orchids, and she can help you get started. This is my fourth care collab, and I've been having a great time learning from all the other channels that post their similar type orchids that they're growing, understanding their growing environment. It's just a really great collaboration because everybody has different environments, everybody has different techniques, and watching a batch of these together, I encourage you to watch everyone else's videos. You take away something to help you grow your orchid better. And that's one of the things I really enjoy about this and appreciate being a part of. So I bought this Renanthera this last December, and it is doing very well. I did a repot on this along with the other one that's behind it, which I will comment about a little later. But I did a repot on it. It was only growing in rocks from Santa Barbara Orchids, and I decided to repot it. I have a video of the repot, and I'll post a link in the description as to that repot if you're interested. But I repotted it in large chunky bark and these large perlite pieces, as well as there's larger charcoal pieces in here. Or not really larger, they're medium-sized charcoal pieces. And it seems like it's been doing pretty well. I've had to up the watering schedule. I was watering it once a week, but I've noticed some withering of the roots. So I've started watering twice a week, and hopefully that will plump them back up and keep them going. Since the repot, or when I repotted it, which was not very long ago, I'm going to say it was about 6 weeks ago, it did not have a flower spike. And it has since grown this beautiful flower spike for me. Very excited about it. The buds are only just starting to peek out little by little. And this Renanthera, again, is called the Tom Thumb, and it's a cross between Humidity and Monachica. And as it's described in there, it'll bloom in spring, and it's crimson red with spots, and it's temperature tolerant. So I was just looking up Monachica and looking up some comments about it. It's a compact grower. 12 inches is typically the overall height. Right now, let me put my hand in here. It's about this tall. It's about as tall as my hand. It's been growing this leaf as well, so it's doing really well. But it's a compact grower, but large specimens can reach 24 inches and taller. So it's not going to get wide, it can shoot up. It's a native to the island of Luzon in the Philippines, and it grows best under indoors with Phalaenopsis type conditions. So again, that's the Monachica description. This one is also crossed with Humidity. And Humidity, the description talks about it's from the Himalayas, and it can be grown in colder conditions because of this Humidity cross. So I've been growing it indoors so far. I have a feeling this spring and summer this might end up going outside, and it might end up being a year-long plant outside. But for now, being a newbie in my collection, I am growing it inside. And the blooming season is April to May. So that means I've got at least another month, which sounds about right, or it seems about right based on its development. So my care for my Monachica hybrid is, again, I've started only just watering once a week, and like I said, the roots wanted more moisture. So even though it's still winter time and we're heading into spring, I decided to up that to 2 times a week for the past couple weeks so far, and I feel it's been making a difference. One of the reasons I feel this has made a big difference is this other plant back here, which is not a Monachica hybrid, but I brought it out because this one I also upped the watering. It has been opening its blooms, and it stalled opening its blooms. And so a friend of mine who also grows orchids suggested giving more water, and that was just kind of like, oh, light bulb, common sense. Didn't hit me until somebody said it. But the blooms have finally started opening with my giving more water. So I was underwatering. So I've learned that lesson. This beautiful blooming Renanthera, just totally in love with, is the Renanthera Red Leopard from Santa Barbara Orchids Estate. It's also temperature tolerant. It's a cross between Papau and the species Citrina. Now, the only information I could find on the Papau, and I'll put the spelling up on the screen, is from Santa Barbara Orchids Estate. So I'm not sure if that's another cross by them. I'll have to go back to them and ask. But Citrina is definitely a species. And just real quick comment on the Citrina, it's a Renanthera from the Vietnam forests. And it has light yellow with reddish spotting. It grows in medium to high light, preferably in warm conditions. So with this being a species cross with this other Papau cross, it has produced these beautiful, mostly yellow, but with a lot of good orangey red highlights. I'm trying to find some good flowers to zoom in for you. This seems to be one of the best. So again, I learned that I am underwatering, so a bit more water. So summertime comes, I'm going to probably water even more. I have such an open, airy mixture for both of these, so kind of heading back to my Monachica, but real quick, here's another bloom. So pretty. My Monachica cross. So I'm caring for both these orchids the same, but they receive southern exposure light. They maybe get a little bit of direct light or mid-morning for maybe an hour or so. But I have a patio covering on the back of my patio. So most of the time it's just bright southern light. And so they get really good light. I fertilize so far at least twice a month. I tend to do weekly with like my Phalaenopsis and a lot of my other orchids. I actually fertilize every week, and then the 4th week I do a flush of just water. With some of my other orchid types, such as my Bulbophyllum and my Zygopetalums, my Oncidiums, I tend to fertilize every other week. So I fertilize, I flush, then I fertilize, and I flush. It seems to be doing okay. I might do better with doing the weekly, but I've been growing these Renantheras and my other Vanda hybrids that I have in this manner. Not weekly, but I fertilize, flush, fertilize, flush. So it's that kind of back and forth thing. And so that's fertilizer, light. I talked about my watering. My relative humidity in my house is, it ranges from about 40% all the way up to 70%. I have quite a number, well, let's just put the number. I have 6 freshwater fish tanks in my house, and they're in various rooms in the main living areas. And I have to say that really helps my humidity in my home. So that, I don't think that is a natural humidity by any means. It is winter time, the humidity should be very low, but I have these fish tanks, you know, the water is evaporating into the air, and I think it just helps. And so my orchids love the humidity. If it was any lower, if it was consistently lower than 40%, I would use a humidifier. And I've had to do that before I had this another tank I had set up. So so I would supplement if there wasn't high enough humidity. I really think all my orchids enjoy the extra humidity, and I feel more comfortable in my house with more humidity, but not too much. I've had it, when it hits the 70% mark, that's a bit too much, and I try to air out the house, bring the humidity down. You know, just get that sweet spot, somewhere 40 to 60%. Yeah, I think that's about it as to my care for the Monachica hybrid. And again, I've got this other one here that's not a Monachica hybrid, but it was in bloom, and I thought I would just take a chance at showing you guys just the beautifulness of the Renanthera flowers. I can't wait for my Monachica hybrid to bloom for me and keep working on these little baby buds. And I'm sure I'll post a bloom video as well for this one. I still have to do a bloom video for this guy, so those are real quick short ones. But otherwise, I hope this has helped as far as my care so far. I am a newer owner. I think I'm on the right track, and thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a great day, and once again, remember, there's all these other videos out there in this care collab, so you can learn a lot from each of them. I hope everybody goes and checks them all out. Take care.